Hello, good morning students. This is Madhu. I think all of you understood the topics which are discussed in the previous videos about refraction of the light on plane surfaces. Today we are going to answer the questions which are belongs to this chapter. Okay? Here some questions are there. First question. Determine the refractive index of the benzene if the critical angle of it is 42 degrees. So here what is given? Refractive index, what is given? Critical angle of the benzene is given. We have to find refractive index of the benzene. So n sin C is equals to 1 by n. This is the formula for critical angle. Here critical angle is given sin 42 degrees is equals to 1 by n. By getting cross multiplication, n is equals to 1 by sin 42. n is equals to 1 by 0.6691. It is the value of sin 42. It is a standard value. So n is equals to remove the decimal, we multiplying both numerator and denominator with 10,000, we get 1000 by 6691. By getting calculation, we get 1.51 is the refractive index of the benzene when its critical angle is 42 degrees. Okay, how much we get? 1.51. Next question. The speed of a light in a diamond is 1,24,000 kilometers per second. Find the refractive index of the diamond if speed of light in the air is 3 lakhs kilometers per second. Here, what is given in our problem? Speed of the light is given. Speed of the light in a diamond is given. We have to find refractive index of the diamond. For that we have one formula n. N is the refractive index of the medium what we have taken in this particular context. C is the speed of the light in the air or the speed of the light in the vacuum. It is a standard value. V is the speed of the light in the particular medium. Here we are taking diamond as a medium, so that n is equals to, it is given 3 lakhs kilometers per second whole divided by 1,24,000 kilometers per second. So n is equals to 2.42. By getting calculation, we get this value 2.42. So we have already known that refractive index doesn't have any units. Okay. So n is equals to 2.42. Next, third question. Refractive index of the glass relative to water is 9 by 8. Here, the relative refractive index is given. The refractive index of the glass with respect to the water is given, that is 9 by 8. What is the refractive index of the water relative to A? The reciprocation value of given fraction is gives the answer. How? So first, refractive index of the glass with respect to water is how much? 9 by 8. It indicates what? Refractive index of the glass with respect to water is equals to velocity of the light in the water divided by velocity of the light in the glass. Velocity of water, the velocity of the light in the water divided by velocity of the light in the glass. What we have to find? A refractive index of the water with respect to glass is equals to velocity of the light in the water divided by velocity of the light velocity of the light in the glass divided by velocity of the light in the water. So that is equals to simply, by observing the above fraction, velocity of the light in the glass is 8, so 8 by 9. So it also called as relative refractive index of the water with respect to the glass. So what is meant by relative refractive index? The refractive index of the one transparent medium with respect to another transparent medium is known as relative refractive index. So relative refractive index algebraically expressed as the velocity of the light in the second medium divided by velocity of the light in the first medium. Okay, so the value is 8 by 9. Next, why is it difficult to shoot a fish in the water? So here one situation is given. One fish is swimming in the water and one observer who is existing on the land and observing those fish. And if he shoots those fish, it is difficult. Why? Due to refraction. So this is the interface of the water and air. Here one fish is there. This is water, this is air. Here one observer is there. He tries to shoot the fish which is swimming in the water. For example, the light ray which comes from fish incident at one point on the interface of two mediums. If you draw one normal, according to the definition of the refraction, any light ray which moves from denser to rarer, the corresponding refracted ray moves away to the normal, so that it moves like this. Okay? If you extend the refracted ray into the water in the form of dotted lines, here observer sees the fish in this place. This is called apparent depth of the fish. This is the original depth. That's why if he shoots the fish due to refraction, he shoots this place or he shoots the fish at apparent depth instead of the original depth, so that it is tough to shoot the fish which is existing in the water due to refraction. Okay. Next, what are the factors that influence the refractive index? So refractive index is the ratio between the light in the vacuum, the velocity of the light in the vacuum or the velocity of the light in the air to the velocity of the light in the particular medium what we have taken. Algebraically it can be expressed as n is equals to c by v. So the factors which are influencing the refractive index of the any medium is, any transparent medium is nature of the medium and wavelength. The both factors which influence the refractive index. Okay. Next, if refractive index of the glass is 3 by 2, then what is the speed of the light in the glass? What is given in the question? Refractive index n is given 3 by 2. Speed of the light in the glass, what we have to find? V. So we have already known that n is equals to c by v. Here medium is taken as glass. Refractive index of the glass is 3 by 2. Next, c is the what? The velocity of the light in the vacuum or the velocity of the light in the air. That is equals to 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second. It is the standard value. Next, v is the velocity of the light in the glass. So, by getting cross multiplication, v is equals to 3 into 10 power 8 whole divided by 3 by 2. Then we get 3 into 10 power h into 2 by 3. 3 gets cancelled. 2 into 10 power h meters per second. This is the velocity of the light in the glass. Next, why do stars appear twinkling? Why do stars appear twinkling? The stars appear to be twinkling due to multiple refraction of the light. For example, assume the situation, these are the stars which are existing at higher altitudes. So the light rays which comes from the stars in different directions. Other time what happened? The air is existing between stars and the earth, so that those light rays gets multiple refractions because the air which is existing between earth and stars have different densities, so that it gets the light rays which come from the stars to the earth gets multiple refractions. That is the main reason. Next, take a bright metal ball and make it with black soot on a candle flame. Immerse it in the water and mention your observations. So here we are taking one bright metal ball, nothing but ball bearing, and also it is covered with black soot by using one candle, and it is immersed in the water in a so take one beaker and fill it with water and take one metal ball. So soot is non-stick with the water. Soot is non-stick with the water. So that when the metal ball covered with the soot by using candle, when immersed in the water, around the ball in the water, one layer is formed. So here, because the metal soot which covers around the ball surface doesn't non-stick with water, so that one layer is formed. When the light rays incident on the metallic ball, what happened? Here this light ray travels from denser medium to rarer medium. Here we have already known that 8 layer is formed around the metal ball because the soot doesn't mix with water, so that this light ray travels through the water. If the incident angle of this light ray is more than the critical angle of water, what happens? This light ray gets total internal reflection, so that this metallic ball appears like a shining metallic ball because the light rays gets total internal reflection. Okay. So what is the value of critical angle? Find the refractive index of the denser medium with respect to rarer medium by observing those diagrams. Here, one light ray travels from denser to rarer. So this colored part is treated as a denser medium, and this plain part is treated as a rarer medium. Here, what is the value of critical angle? So here, the light ray travels from denser to rarer. The corresponding refracted ray grazes through the two transparent media, so that this angle is treated as a critical angle. 30 degrees. Next, second question. Find the refractive index of the denser medium with respect to the rarer medium. So sin C is equals to 1 by n2. Here C is given, sin 30 is equals to 1 by n2. By getting cross multiplication, n2 is equals to 1 by sin 30. Sin 30 value 1 by 2. 1 by 2 that is equals to 2. Next, what is the angle of deviation produced by a glass slab? Explain with diagram. So, by drawing one diagram, we can explain this question. So, this is the outer line of the glass slab. First of all, what is meant by angle of deviation? The angle between incident ray and the emerging ray is known as angle of deviation. So, name the vertices of the glass slab: A, B, C, D. Select any one point on the side AB. Draw one normal to that point and draw one more line which makes some angle and measure those angle between these two lines. Those angle is treated as a incident angle. According to the refraction, any light ray which moves from rarer to denser, the corresponding refracted ray moves nearer to the normal, so that each moves like this, and incident at one point on the another side of the glass slab. Immediately you draw one normal to that point. Okay. The original direction of this refracted ray is like this, but according to definition here, refraction again occurred. This light ray moves from denser to rarer. The corresponding refracted ray moves away to the normal according to the definition. So it moves like this. And measure the angle between, this ray is called emerging ray. Angle between emerging ray and normal. And measure those angle, and this is treated as an angle E. Find and observe these two values, we get angle I is equals to angle A. So there is no deviation. So when any light ray travels through the glass slab, the angle of deviation is 0 degrees. Okay. Next, when we sit at a campfire, objects beyond the fire seen swaying. Give the reason for it. Swaying means the objects moves like left and right. Moves like left and right. When we see the objects through the flame of any campfire, at that time those objects beyond the fire seem like a swaying because refraction. So around the campfire air is present. The heat energy which transferred from campfire to air by convection, what happens? The density of those air changes continuously. If the density of the air changes continuously, the refractive index of the air is also changes continuously. If the refraction index changes, what happens? The refraction angles also changes, so that the objects beyond the campfire seem like a swaying. That is the main reason. So, what is the reason? Refraction. Next, in what cases does a light ray not deviate at interface of two media? So, when any light ray moves from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, refraction must occur, but in two cases only. The light ray which moves from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, the corresponding refracted ray doesn't changes its direction well. So this is treated as a denser medium. This is treated as a rarer medium. Any light ray which moves from denser to rarer and interface at any one point of the interface of two media vertically, perpendicularly. At that time, the corresponding refracted ray moves in the same direction. So, any light ray which moves from one transparent medium to another transparent medium incident at any one point of the interface of both media vertically or perpendicularly, the corresponding refracted ray doesn't deviate its direction. For example, this light ray moves from denser to rarer incident at one point on the interface of two media vertically, the corresponding refracted doesn't deviate its direction. This is one case. In some cases, this is one medium, this is one medium. Other part is one transparent medium, and this is also one transparent medium. If the refractive indices of these two transparent mediums remains same, at that time what happens? Any light ray which moves from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, the corresponding refracted ray doesn't deviate its direction because the refractive indices of these two mediums remains the same. In these two cases, the refracted ray doesn't deviate its direction. Next, by observing the following table, answer the following questions. Here some statistics are given. Material or medium and the refractive index of those materials. Ice has 1.31, water has 1.33, benzene has 1.5 and carbon disulfide has 1.63. So according to the refractive indices definition, if any material which contains more refractive indices means the velocity of the light in that material is very less, very low. If any material which contains less refractive index, the velocity of the light in that material is high. So here ice contains very less refractive indices value. Carbon disulfide contains high refractive indices value. So by observing these values, you can conclude that the velocity of the light in the ice is more or high. The velocity of the light in the carbon disulfide is very low because it has high refractive indices value. So what is the questions given? In which material speed of light is high? Ice, because it contains less refractive indices value. Second question, in which material speed of light is low? So the carbon disulfide has high refractive indices value, so that in carbon disulfide the velocity of the light is very low. And also sometimes why the diamond shines more when compared to the any glass material which cuts into the same shape? Because diamond shines more, diamond glitters more. Why? Because diamond has a high refractive indices value 2.42. So any material which contains high refractive index value means the velocity of the light in that material is very low, and also the critical angle of the diamond is very less, 24.4 degrees. If any light ray which enters into the diamond, those light ray gets multiple refractions, those light ray gets total internal reflection, so that those light ray again travels back through the diamond, so that the diamond shines more when compared to the glass piece which comes into the same shape. So diamond has high refractive indices value 2.42 and it has less critical angle 24.4 degrees, so that any light ray which enters into the diamond, those light ray gets total internal reflection, so that diamonds glitters more or diamond shines more when compared to the glass piece which cuts into the same shape. Okay. So how do you verify that sin I by sin r is a constant? So we can answer this question by using two lab activities. In first lab activity we have already explained in previous class. To show the sin I by sin r is constant by using semicircular glass. In the second lab activity we use one circular metallic disc. In this lab activity also we can explain sin I by sin r is equals to constant. So to write this type of questions, to answer this type of questions, First of all, we make some subheadings. One is aim, and second one is required material, and third one is procedure, and fourth one is conclusion or result. Here, what is the aim? To verify or to prove sin A by sin R is equals to constant. To prove this lab activity, we require some material, that is wooden plank, semicircular glass, white drawing sheet, protractor, pencil, one laser light, etc. Procedure. First, to write procedure by using points, it is very attractive. First, take one wooden plank and attach one drawing sheet on the surface of the wooden plank by using clamps. Draw two lines in such a manner, one is like a horizontal and another one is a vertical, and name those two lines. Name the horizontal line as mm and name the vertical line as nm. And by using protractor, mark the angles on both sides of the NN from 0 to 90, from 0 to 90, from 0 to 90, from 0 to 90, like this. And place one semicircular glass in such a manner, the base of the semicircular glass must be coincides with the horizontal line mm. Okay. Next, take one laser light and place the light ray on the line which must be coincides with the line N, and observe the corresponding refracted ray at this side. You can get one observation. The corresponding refracted ray doesn't get deviation. Means any light ray which travels one transparent medium to another transparent medium incident at any one point of the interface vertically, the corresponding refracted ray doesn't deviate. So again, here place the laser light and incident at 10 degrees angle. At 10 degrees angle. So incident angle is 10 degrees, and observe the refracted angle from the other side of the semicircular glass and find the value. Here we get one observation, that is any light ray which moves from rarer to denser. At that time the corresponding refracted ray moves nearer to the normal, so that the value of the refractive angle must be less than 10 degrees. Okay. If you not able to see the refracted ray at the other side of the semicircular glass, by using a small wooden piece coated with black color, if you place here, at that time you get the direction of the refracted ray. So from that point you draw, you get refracted ray and measure the angle between normal and those refracted ray. Okay. Do this activity for more angles, 20 degrees, 30 degrees, 40 degrees, like that. And for every incidence angle, you measure the refraction angle and tabulate all these values in the tabular form and find the values of incident sine values for incidence angle and also sine values for refracted angles, and calculate the sin A by sin R ratio. For every incidence angle, the sin A by sin R is equals to constant. So this question can be answered in another way. Say, here we are using semicircular glass, and also in another way we take one circular metallic disc. So take one circular metallic disc and place two straws at its center in such a manner they rotate freely about its center, and mark the angles at the edge of the circular metallic disc by using protractor, and draw two lines, one is vertically and another one is horizontally. Here we are arranging two straws. Take one beaker and fill it with water. Put one straw 0 degrees, 0 degrees, 90, 90. Put one straw at 10 degrees and immerse this circular metallic disc in the water in such a manner. The horizontal line must be coincides with the interface of the two media, and the straw which is existing inside of the water must be at 10 degrees, and put another straw by observing from above from outside of the water surface in such a manner both are coincident, both are existing, both are lying in the same straight line. This is treated as a angle of incidence, this is treated as an angle of refraction. If you remove this circular metallic disc from the water and measure these two angles, it is already 10 degrees, and measure the angle between this straw and this normal, it must be greater than 10 degrees, because here light ray travels from denser to rarer. Any light ray which travels from denser to rarer, the corresponding refracted ray moves away to the normal, so that the angle of refraction must be greater than 10 degrees. Do this activity for 2 or 3 more angles and tabulate all these values in the given tabular column. Here also sin A by sin R must be constant, but angle of refraction, the value of the angle of refraction in the second case, this case, the angle of refraction is greater than the angle of incidence, because the light ray travels from denser to rarer. So by doing this activity, we can answer this question also. This question is very, very important for your 4 marks. Okay. Now here some bits are there. First question: a coin is placed at a depth of 4 centimeters in water. When seen from air, it appears to be at depth of. So we have one formula: refractive index is equals to real depth divided by apparent depth. Apparent depth. Here we have to find apparent depth, and real depth is given 4 centimeters. 4 centimeters. So N is equals to real depth 4 divided by apparent depth. By getting cross multiplication, apparent depth is equals to 4 by n. Where if we know the value of refractive index of the medium what we used in this contest, it is very easy to find the apparent depth 4 by n. If it gives any constant value, if we substitute those value here, we get the apparent depth value. Okay. Next, the basic force of refraction is dash. So the basic force, why the refraction is occurred when any light ray transfers from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, it changes its direction because the velocity of the light is changed. Change in the velocity of light. Next, the shining of diamond is due to total internal reflection. Total internal reflection. Mirages are also formed due to the phenomena of total internal reflection. Okay. The angle of deviation is produced by the glass slab is 0 degrees. What is meant by angle of deviation? The angle between incident ray and emerging ray is known as angle of deviation. When any light ray which travels through the glass slab, there is no deviation is occurred, so that we can say that the angle of deviation which is produced by the glass slab is 0 degrees. The refractive index of the glass with respect to the air is 2. The critical angle of the glass air interfaces. What is given here? Refractive index is given. N is given. How much? 2. critical angle. We have to find critical angle. Sin C is equals to 1 by n12 or 1 by n. Sin C is equals to, here the n is given 1 by 2. At what value of C the is equals to 1 by 2? At what angle of sine you get 1 by 2? 30. So 30 degrees. Here the interface, the critical angle of the glass area interface is 30 degrees. Here some questions are there, you have to match it. Snell's law. What is meant by Snell's law? M1 into sin A is equals to n2 into sin R. It is the algebraic expression of the Snell's law. So E. Mirages. Mirages are formed because of the phenomena total internal reflection. D. Next, refractive index. Refractive index can be expressed as n is equals to C by V. B. Next, critical angle. Sin C is equals to 1 by n or sin C is equals to 1 by n12. C. Optical fibers. Optical fibers used in the telecommunications. Yeah. Okay. So we have some more remaining questions are there, but as for our limitations, we can explain short answers and essay questions and some bits. Okay. If you like these videos, please subscribe our channel.